Bet, man. First game of the season, so of course we back with the videos. I'm back on my consistent tip again, man. Every game, every video, we back on that tip. But yeah, Barcelona 3, Mallorca nothing, and this was a perfect way to start the season. Nice calm win. Really was able to just see the game out. Let me turn this shit off because it's probably catching it in the audio. But yeah, nice calm win. We were able to see the game out in the second half. Obviously, Mallorca getting the red cards and shit. We'll get into all that. But yeah, this was a great way to start the season. Dominant game. Uh, like I said, the entire second half we just saw it out. We were really just playing in like fucking first gear the whole entire second half. We were playing 50%, and I think I saw a quote after the game. Flick was mad as hell. Like, nah, we was playing 50% most of the game. Like, we can't be having that. We gotta foot on neck thrash niggas like we was doing last year. I saw some Barcelona fans mad we didn't put up 5 or 6. But yeah, I mean, either way though, first game, this was a great way to start the season. Not too intense. Was able to just get our feet wet a bit, and yeah, I'm not mad at all. So yeah, let's get into the lineups and all that. We went with obviously Juan Garcia in net, and he was great today. We'll get into that later. Uh, actually, really not too much to say there, but oh yeah, we'll get into it. But Araujo next to Cabarsi. So obviously with Inigo going, it's looked like early on. Flick is going with Araujo instead of Christensen and that center back pairing. And Balde left back, typical. Eric Garcia right back, and that was kind of like Eric Garcia had looked good in the preseason. Obviously, ended the year at right back last year too. And yeah, so I guess he's just riding out that momentum of how good he was in the preseason at right back, and went with him over Kunde today. And the young Pedri, typical double pivot, went with Fermin instead of Danny Olmo. Danny Olmo, I meant at 10. Fermin had a good game versus Como, had 2 goals, obviously, and had a really good preseason. So I guess, again, riding out that momentum. We'll see how that goes on throughout the year. And then Lamine Yamal, Rafinha on the wings, and then Ferran at 9 today. Obviously, Lewandowski's hurt. I think they said he should be back next game. But we go with Ferran. And yeah, so we come out early, grab a goal. Lamine Yamal cuts inside left foot, puts in a beautiful cross to Rafinha, who makes a great run, simple header, tap in, and we go up 1-0, 7th minute, and then from there it was just like madness. Not too long after that, fucking Mallorca gets a red. Lamine Yamal goes on like a run, dribbles past 2, draws a foul. A guy picks up a second yellow. He gets sent off. I don't know what minute that was. That was like, what minute was that? The 33rd minute. And then right after, they got another one. The 39th minute, pick up another red on a fucking ball gets played in over the top. It's like a 50-50 ball. Juan Garcia gets to it first and gets a head on it. And as he gets a head on it, Marici or whatever, the Mallorca striker, high boot and kicks him in the head. And like live, it looked like a yellow. It looked kind of crazy. And they go back to VAR. Because I think he got just a yellow live. They go back to VAR, and then, VAR, once they slow it down, they get that still picture of your, like, foot mashed up against his face. It's like, yeah, you could tell he was going to get a red. So in the rest of the game, that's the 39th minute. So most of the game we played against them on 9 men. And from that moment forward, we were just coasting. We just saw the game out. And, yeah, so from there, and then, oh yeah, Ferran grabbed it, yeah, because we're up 2-0. So Ferran gets his goal in the 23rd minute. Oh yeah, and of course, Ferran, Before the Reds, how the hell could I skip over that? Before the Reds, Lamine Yamal cuts inside on his left foot, tries to shoot from right outside the 18, and it dude tries to head it, but it Lamine Yamal has some pace on that shot, and he kind of just gets his head in the way, and it's not really a header. It kind of more so just kind of hits him in the head, and he kind of just takes it, tries to clear it out. And he just falls back and just starts grabbing his head. Hands on his head, hands on his head. He's just laying there. And everyone's kind of like, do we play? Do we not play? And some people stop playing. Some people are kind of playing. And then obviously, like he's supposed to do, Ferran just doing his job, plays through the whistle. It kind of falls to Ferran. And beautiful finish, by the way. And he just places it far post from right outside the 18. And it's kind of weird because it's when you're watching it live, I didn't think it counted, but you didn't hear a whistle. But everybody, but half the players kind of stopped playing. It was kind of weird. So Ferran doesn't even really celebrate. He kind of he scores, and then everybody's just looking at the dude on the ground, grabbing his head. The ref walks up to him. Everybody's thinking, oh, the goal's not going to count after the fact. Dude gets up, and the ref's like, oh, nah, the goal's good. It's good money. You feel me? Bring the ball to midfield. And niggas like, what? The Mallorca coach is going crazy. The players are tight. And then literally from that moment forward, the rest of the game, they were just on absolute BS. The rest of the game is just a dogfight. Them trying to draw every foul possible. They're fouling a lot. The game's aggressive. We're at Mallorca, obviously, so the crowd is going crazy. And at every call, they're uh, screaming and all that. The crowd, they're freaking arguing every call. Every foul for us, they're saying should be a card. Every foul for them, they're mad. The rest of the game is kind of just like hectic and all over the place. But yeah, so that's the second goal in the 23rd minute, and then right after that, that leads into all the madness. That leads into Lamine Yamal going on the run, drawing a dude's second yellow. He gets red, he's out of there, and then Marici goes high kick, red, out of there, and then that just adds on to all the madness. So we go into halftime up 2-0, and then the rest of the game is literally that second half might have been the most boring. Like if you missed this game, bro, and you thinking about rewatching it to just see how players did and all that, literally look up Lamine Yamal's goal in the 90th minute. That's all you need to see for the second half. And then just rewatch the first half if you just want to like really see how shit was looking. But yeah, overall, just yeah, that second half was no fun. I'm watching that shit like you feel me, dozing off. Like, bro, this game was just boring as hell. But yeah, and then right at the end, Lamine Yamal, he was thirsty as hell for a goal the entire second half. Kept trying to shoot, cutting in on the left, trying to shoot, cutting in on the left. And then finally gets one at the end, and like a typical Lamine Yamal goal, cousin side on his left, and just places it top corner. And yeah, like it was a nasty goal, screamer. And to add to his already, it seems like long list of fucking every goal, it feels like he scores ridiculous. Can we just get some tap ins? That would be nice. You feel me? Once my dog unleashed the tap in trait, we really lit. But yeah, he scores another screamer, 3-0, and that was a game. Like I said, boring ass second half. Game was so like, especially once they went down to 9 men, they just super parked it. So, and the game was super scrappy, like I said, and they were like just bitching over every call, and it was kind of like I can't even say anyone played particularly well. Even Lamine Yamal was like, I think he ended up getting the man of the match. He had a goal and an assist, so like it's only right. But yeah, I don't know. I like he looked okay, you know, by the lofty standards that he's starting to set for himself. He was like all right, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, in that second half, he was super thirsty for a goal. He just kept trying, kept trying. It wasn't coming off till the very end. But Pedri looked really good. Typical Pedri performance. He just keeps things ticking. Does not know how to lose the ball in that midfield. It makes the right play every time he touches it. I mean, just technical brilliance. Like he just did him. And shit, I might say that's the only motherfucker who I say like really like looked good per se. Like Ferran had a goal, was cool. Fermin had an off day today. He didn't really look too good. He gets pulled at half. De Jong, you know, I've stated how I feel about De Jong. I think it's just a matter of time. I don't know if it's going to be this year because they keep trying to say, and which I agree with. Hansi Flick is saying, like with Bernal, he was like, it's about the next 15 years, not just this year. We're not rushing anything. But I think if he gets up to fitness for the second half of this year, as in Bernal, like that De Jong is definitely the one. Like if anyone in this starting 11 looks like they're just not up to it, it's De Jong. Like he's not bad. It's just like replaceable. Like I don't really know what he adds to us. Like out of possession, he's not some super ball winner, and you'd rather give us more like physical, more ball winner, someone more give us more grit and grind, you know, a bit like more physicality in that midfield, and that's what Bernal would give us without having to lose any like technical ability. So yeah, and then you could kind of like, and then even Fermin and Olmo, I feel like, you know, Fermin was okay today, and I think Fermin always looks a lot better in like a bench role. When he starts, it just looks like shaky sometimes. But I'm a big fan of Fermin, and I think I'm a lot higher on Olmo too. Like I said before, I want to see Olmo more at false nine. I would have liked to see him at false nine today. Maybe we'll see that more in the future. But yeah, I still just think the midfield of the future is Bernal, Gavi, and Pedri. But yeah, but we can get into all that later though. We can make videos about that later. But what was I saying? So yeah, De Jong was kind of whatever today. Um, Rafinha was cool. You know, Rafinha, typical Rafinha performance, grabs a goal, great run. Uh, Eric Garcia and Balde, cool. I mean, they weren't really asked to do much today. Like I said, most of the game was just them pin deep in their half, uh, them pin deep in their own half. So like, really, Like it really wasn't much to do defending wise. They were kind of just like every once in a while. Balde obviously he like holds the whole of the width on the left flank, so he was kind of like operating as our winger a lot while Rafinha was coming in centrally. And yeah, so I mean he was cool putting a couple crosses or nothing, but it really wasn't nothing crazy. Like I said, that whole second half it was so tough because we were really in first gear. Like nobody really looked great. It looked like everybody was sleepwalking through that game. Yeah, Cabarson and Rajo didn't have to do anything. They were just chilling today. Oh, Juan Garcia didn't really have to do much, but the little bit he did, I know there was one play where he kind of, like that one where he ended up drawing a red card. He wins that. And then there was another like 50-50 ball where he runs out the box, wins it at the edge of the box, and then plays a ball into somebody. Like, I don't know. He just is super active. He's like, which is weird to say for a goalie, but he's like a really good athlete. He's like quick off his line, very commanding of his box. When the ball's in the air on a cross, a good shot stopper, has been like way better than hey, I wasn't watching every Espanyol game. Maybe he was like that last year, but he's way better than with his feet than I thought. He's been really good with his feet. He looks like everything that we need in a keeper, bro. He looks like he might end up being a future world class keeper. But he was great today, and he's been great in preseason when he's played for us. Uh, and yeah, so that was kind of that. Like that second half was pretty nasty. Like I said, and some of the subs we had Gavi come on, Rashford came on. Rashford's cameo. We just gonna act like that never happened. He didn't even really get on the ball much, but a couple nasty touches on the ball. But this game was so nasty. Uh, Joffrey, the backup left back, came on for Balde. He looked all right. Couple horrendous crosses, to be fair. But yeah, Kunde came on for Eric Garcia. And one thing I have realized with I like Eric Garcia and Kunde are kind of like different. Eric Garcia much like better technician, more natural on the ball, but Kunde just gives us a better athlete. And it seemed like the moment he got in, he made like a couple overlapping runs where him and Yamal linked up, and Yamal played him in through, and he kind of put in a cross or whatever. And it seems like him and Yamal maybe have like a better chemistry than him and Eric Garcia. Not to say that Eric Garcia and Yamal like just don't mesh, but I just think it's just Kunde when he's in it operates more like a typical old fashioned overlapping fullback where he's just trying to run the line and whip a cross in, and he's a good athlete. And yeah, it just seems to operate a lot better with Yamal when he has that fullback overlapping. He's able to play off them, maybe put him in, uh, slip him in behind or whatever. And yeah, or kind of like he can just draw a defender and then Yamal cut inside and then Kunde could hold with her. They just seem to have like a good connection or whatever. I'm starting to realize that the more they play together and the more Eric Garcia plays together, it's like you could see the difference. And I saw that again today. But yeah, that was something I picked up on today. And then Danny Olmo came on. Danny almost had a couple goals. Almost had a header that got cleared off the line. To be fair, the keeper really had a hell of a day today. For that to only be three, that could have easily been 5 or 6. He had some good saves, and Danny Olmo had another one. It was like a first time ball. Rafinha played to him. He took it. Good finish, and it hits off the near post and kind of just goes across the line and doesn't go in. But yeah, like I said, today was kind of nasty, scrappy game. If you missed that game, don't even bother rewatching that second half. If you really, really, really just want to see what we look like, I get it. First game, see how players look. Just rewatch the first half. But I'm not going to take too much of this performance, especially his second half. Dudes were in first gear. Looked like everybody was kind of sleepwalking. And yeah, but like I said, nonetheless, nice, calm way to start the season. You don't want to like start in a super eventful ass, like fucking grind out game where dudes is out there busting their ass and, just, hey, calm, exhale, nice deep breath. You get to knock the ball around a bit, get back in shape, get back, feel for things. And yeah, so I'm not mad at this at all. I'll take that 3-0 win. And who we got next week? I know we got another away game. Obviously, we're waiting on our stadium to be finished. However that comes, I don't know. But Levante next. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Levante next week. And yeah, but nonetheless, 3-0 win. Forza Barca on to Levante.